Hey guys, Blake here. This will be my second video on my channel here, and this one is going to be a Cinema 4D tutorial. It's going to be just my render settings, and this version is the R12 version. I believe the render settings I'm going to show you will work for R12, or R11, excuse me. I'm not too positive though, so if you want, you can try it out. But this is R12, and that's what I'm going to be showing you in. I may possibly show you R11, but it's basically the same exact settings. So let's get started. First, to do this whole render setting thing, you're gonna come up here to this render settings box right here. It's next. It's what do you call it? The little director has one of these things in the videos. I can't think of the name of it right now, but that is what it is. Click that, and it will pop up render settings. And this right here, you will be able to do this once you save your render settings, but I'm going to show you for right now. This is where you'll load your render settings after you save it. Whoops. Load preset render settings. And click this so it pops up in the perspective screen here. And general, and for general, we're going to want full render. And for output, let's see, you're going to want 1280 by 720, which is HD rendering. Resolution 72 pixels per inch. Film aspect is HDTV 16:9, 1.778. Pixel aspect is 1 square. Frame rate is 60 or 30. You can either do that, excuse me, you can either do 60 or 30, your preference. Personally, do 60. I believe it's smoother than the other. And right here is basically how you render out your whole animation. Your frame range, you can manually select what frames you want to render out. You can render out a single frame if you're just doing a still image, or excuse me, you can do all the frames that you have down in your timeline down here. Personally, I do all frames, and that works great for me. And that's just how I do my 3D animation renders from right here, just all frames and all that. But you can do a single frame, and that was, excuse me, render the current frame you have selected in your timeline. And that will just be it will just be a still image as a picture. So let's go down to save, and this is where it kind of gets a little confusing. This is file, and basically that is you click this button over here that contains the periods. I think 3 of them, and this is where you save. And if you want to save it right here, you just type in, let's say, Cinema 4D tutorial, and you press save, and that'll be the file name in the place where it saves. So I press cancel because I'm obviously not doing anything. But here is right this TIFF PSD layers all the way to BMP is images, I believe. I'm almost positive they are all images, and this is QuickTime, which is max main, like video and image thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not too positive. And this is video, and I do not know what these two are. Probably something to do with the Mac more, since it's QuickTime. And you're going to want your depth at 8-bit channel, and name, if you're just doing a bunch of images, you can change it. I really don't mess with that. But if you want to do a picture and you do PNG and you click alpha channel here, you'll have an invisible background, a transparent background, and it'll just be just the objects that you created in Cinema 4D. So that's really cool. The multipass, nothing. Anti-aliasing, I believe. I'm not too positive. Anti-aliasing is set to best. Filter is animation. Threshold is 10%. Minimum level 1x1. Maximum level will be 4x4. And use object properties checked. MIP scale is 50%, and small fragments, excuse me, is hybrid. Options. These are a lot. You can just pause the video. I'm pretty sure they're just the standard options though. You can pause it though, make sure. And let's see, right here, these 4 are my personal added. So you're going to want to right click down here, and you're going to want to click on it. I believe I can only put 1 on because it's already up here, but you want to right click and get lens effects up, and that is lens effects. I don't know if it's going to load anything or not. My computer is really slow when I'm recording, but I don't think there's anything. And global illumination, you want the GI mode as IR, still image, diffuse depth 1, primary intensity 100%, and gamma 1. And I believe these are standard. You can check that one, this one, and details. Alright, so basically I'll give you a quick little example type thing of global illumination. It's basically just a better lighting. You need lights and a sky, or not a, you need lights for a sky for a global illumination to work, or it'll just be a black screen. It's like kind of a lighting. It's more of a light effect. I really don't know how to explain that. That's the best I can explain it personally. But then you're going to want depth of field. Select, right click, depth of field, and here's the depth of field, basic. Right here, blur strength 5%, distance blur 100%, and make sure use for distance blur is checked. Lenses, lens sharpness 0, lens intensity 100%, lens shape circle, and lens rotate 0 degrees, and tint nothing, and ambient occlusion. Let's see, apply to scene, maximum ray length 0, or minimum ray length 0 centimeters, maximum ray length 100 centimeters, dispersion 100%, accuracy 50%, minimum samples 10, maximum samples 64, contrast 0. So that is the render settings. And by the way, I forgot to mention, if you can't right click or you're on Mac, just hit effect down here. Right click is the way I learned it, but you can hit effect and they come up right in this list here. My bad for popping that in right there, but that's another way. So, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to save this, I'm sure. So you go to save preset, and you just type in the name, render settings, what I have it saved as, and you can type it into whatever you want. Then you press OK, and it will come up into here. And every time you want to use that, you'll have to go. You'll hop into Cinema 4D. You'll be like this. Hit the render settings button, go down to render setting, load preset, hit your settings, and you're going to want to check that box so it pops up in the perspective screen, and you'll be good to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you use these render settings, please feel free to leave a comment and a like, as well as subscribe, since you are taking something I gave you guys, and it's an easy way to say thanks. So make sure you subscribe, and you guys were great. I guess you guys were great. I don't know if you're great. You probably all are very nice people, but hey, make sure you subscribe, and stay tuned for the next tutorial, which will be the basics of Adobe After Effects CS4. See ya.